Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. Getting closer to Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to everyone who celebrates Hanukkah. First official day of Hanukkah. Good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Mark. Mark, sorry. Jeez. I was going to say Marco. I'm sorry about that, Mark. Uh, Good morning, Patrick. Thank you for putting in some of the information. Sterling, good morning to you too. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Oh, good. Wedbush, $600 price target for Tesla. Well, gonna hit it's already hit the second target on the double, gonna hit the third target. Then we'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be when Nvidia will blow too. It'll be another Cisco. It'll be another Cisco from the .com era. But 275 price target, currently trading 175. All right. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Yogi. Good morning, David. Good morning, Holy Holy. Good morning, Australia. That was very tragic what happened yesterday in Australia. Very tragic. Uh, Good morning from sub-zero temperatures. Where are you, OD Green? Where are you? Where are you waking up this morning? Good morning, Anissa. Yeah, my wife. Yesterday was like -3 in Chicago, in the northern suburbs of Chicago, where my wife was. Good morning, Heinrich. Hello, Charles. So there we there we sit. There we sit. What is going on this week? Last full trading week before Christmas. Next week is a again abbreviated trading week because of Christmas, but we get one more week. One more week. So let's see. We have the Empire State Manufacturing Index coming in much lower than expected, dropping to negative 3.9 from consensus of 10 and prior 18.7. We got Mirren speaking this morning. We got Williams speaking. So, I mean, we got the housing market index. Uh-oh. Uh, Other than that, it's a very quiet day this week. We got a lot of the old government numbers coming out, like we got retail sales, hourly earnings, retail sales from October, non-farm payrolls from October and November, supposedly tomorrow. What else do we have this week? So this is going to be a busy data dump week. We got again more Fed speak on Wednesday. Do we have retail sales for November coming out on Wednesday? We'll have to see about that. We got CPI data. We got CPI data from November coming out on Thursday, along with the unemployment data. And then Friday, we have consumer sentiment for the final numbers of December. So we cannot take a break just yet. The S&P 500 map this morning, we got the mega caps, Meta lagging a bit. The other mega caps doing fine. Texas Instruments definitely weighing down on that, but a lot of stuff is up. If we go straight to the groups, you see, I'll refresh this once more. Last time I did it, yeah, everything's positive. Everything's positive after the sell-off on Friday. Everything's positive. Let's see. Good morning, Ted. Yeah, we do have. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for bringing it. We have option expiration December, option expiration on Friday. Also, what do we have? Futures traders, we have contract rolls this week. We have contract rolls. So, OpEx and contract rolls. OD Green, -8 feels like. So it's probably what? Because that's with the wind chill. So it's probably slightly above zero, and then you got I mean -8 with the wind chill. That just stinks. I do not miss that. It's cold. The way this administration is behaving seems like they will back tech companies like it's a Cold War. They is probably true. Probably true. Fed watch. Remember, this is not for 44 days. This is dropping slightly, but still is a pause price. It'll be interesting to see with the data coming out this week how that number moves. Fear and greed. Oh boy, we're back to fear on that drop on Friday. Oh boy. 40.22 for the Schiller PE. Earnings this week. We got Duluth Trading. Does anybody like their TV commercials? I always find their TV commercials pretty fun. We got Lennar in the housing sector. We got General Mills, food related on Wednesday. We got Micron after the close on Wednesday. Not much. We got CarMax before the open on Thursday. Accenture, FactSet. But after the close, we got Nike and FedEx and KB Homes. What does BlackBerry do anymore? What do they do? I remember what it was like 2000 before the iPhone. 2000. What years? Boy, I used to have a BlackBerry for years before the iPhone, and then iPhone came out and BlackBerry. Bon voyage. What does BlackBerry do anymore? Do they make phones? Friday, we got Carnival Cruise Lines, ConAgra. One we're keeping an eye on longer term for a potential longer term dividend player. Winnebago, I bet you their sales are suffering. There's Ted. What else? There's Ted. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, S&P rebalancing next week. Also, thank you, Charles. Is it on Friday? Will you let me know? I will have to look that up too. So, what do we have going on? We had the sell-off on Friday. Again, straight into key support. Straight into key support and closing above the rotation zone. And what do we got this morning? We've got a triggered 1 hour double bottom. Triggered a few hours ago. So, targets 68, 78, 68, 88, 89, and then 68, 99. Potential return to 6,900 area. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. Right now, technically the invalidation point is 68.2450. If we hit the first target, the invalidation point jumps to 68.3250. Okay? Right now, if you're just looking at the harmonics on any pullback, about 68.37, 68.40 would be very key. That's the pattern I'm looking at this morning into a clear path move from Friday. The breakdown zone, we were looking at Friday at 68.90, which we sliced through on Friday morning. I listed 68.90. I'm looking to grow closer to 68.92 now as the breakdown zone into this clear path move. All right. Good morning, Balaji. I have no idea if governments still use Blackberries. Maybe. I do not know. That's what I was asking. I seriously don't know. That's what I'm keeping an eye on the S&P. If we do start dropping into the open, I'm going to be watching the 50% harmonic on the retracements of this up move. Let's go through the bigger picture. If we don't hold the daily rotation zone, especially if we start breaking back below 68.15, still looking at about the 67.85 area, and then we have very key support about 67.70. You start losing that, then it's the 50% harmonic, the 67.27 area. I'd start considering quick shorts. Again, we had momentum bars on Friday. This was momentum. So any shorts, even if we return to the 50% harmonic, are intraday only from my perspective. Things can be shorted if we do break down with momentum, but they're intraday only. There's no way I'm holding a short like from Friday. There's no holding shorts overnight. And we're already getting the bounce back play. Weekly, we're still above the weekly 8 EMA. NASDAQ, we're just triggering a double bottom right now. We triggered it last hour. This is the weaker. I'm more focused on the S&P. Targets 24.90, 25.492, 25.552 area, which is exactly exactly the breakdown zone from the clear path move on Friday, and then 25 612 612.50. Bigger picture, it did drop below the rotation zone on Friday, coming straight down to the 50 EMA and the 37.5 harmonic. If we do lose this low from Friday, my first target is 24,886. So that's what, and same thing from trailing perspective in the NASDAQ. Has it been too many hours for those doubles on the 1 hour? It might. This technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It might be. I probably screwed up. I'm still watching them. Yes, you're right. You are right. It's a Monday. Daniel, you are correct. I'm still looking at the main targets, but that will adjust my target. I'll still use this area 6878 as the first key. No, let me adjust those since these aren't technically valid. You're right, Daniel. Thank you for calling me out. I messed up. I was looking at the 4 hour really, and it's really messed up, but we're going to go, and that is invalid. So, new targets 6874 and then 6892. Let's just use those targets 6874, 6892. On the NASDAQ, you are correct there too. Targets then, new targets. I messed up. Sorry about that. 25,486, roughly the first target there. Minor target, if you're being aggressive, is 25,414. Thank you for calling me out. And then the major target, 25,551. Thank you very much. Boy, the Dow, let's see if this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, not valid also. So the Dow actually almost hit the first target. If it was a double, the target on this up move would technically be the breakdown zone 48,812, and then the end of the clear path 48,868 area. Oh boy, pull back if we do break below. Dow did not pull back a little. 48,235. Yes, you are correct. Are you using rollover numbers of new contract? No, I'm not going to switch to Tuesday till tomorrow. I switch contracts on the S&P and NASDAQ tomorrow. So we'll be looking at that tomorrow, and on the Russell is Wednesday. Okay. And the Dow is tomorrow also. Russell, the not correct double. Not correct double. Here are my targets on the Russell. I'll be using this. Well, we're almost at that 50% harmonic. Since there's no decent breakdown zone till up around 2597, I'll be using this 2577. It's just triggering the not a double. But 2584 is the next target, then roughly closer to 87.5 and 2597 if it can get up that far. Sorry. I need more. I haven't even had a cup of. I'm drinking green tea this morning. That's the problem. Green tea. I blame green tea. If we do take out, we've retested Friday's low. We broke down a little bit below, but if we do take that out, next key target for me is 2535. Gosh darn green tea ruining everything. VIX, unless we start spiking back above 17, if we do, then I'll start focusing more on short momentum. Other than that, we pulled back aggressively on Friday going into the close, and that's all she wrote. The DAX, again, Friday reversed off the 75% harmonic and up at the 2446 prior resistance level, but we still have magnet prices higher. So nothing to talk about there. We still have a little mini potential double top in the 10-year notes. But we got the rising rotation zone. So the only thing that would change my position on yields is if the 10-year yields close back below 4.11. 30 hasn't even pulled back to prior support resistance becoming support level, right around 4.8. So still looking. This inverse head and shoulders still playing out on the 30-year. 30-year continues. It's a little lower than Friday, but still climbing up. Crude. We do have a little mini. This did not invalidate it. Mini double bottom. Other than that, I'm still focusing on lower prices in this key support unless this mini double bottom triggers. But it is coming into a very, very strong support area. So it's been support since April, May, and October. This is a very key support area. Good morning, Jake. Yes, you are right. Dark screen sleep. There is a potential mini double top. Is this a pattern I'm looking to short? No, because it's against the rotation zone. So I'd be looking for pullbacks only if it were to trigger. It hasn't even triggered yet. And the first key target area would be this 42.35. But that would not be a short for me. It's against, I mean, it would be out of the way of the 4-hour rotation zone. I'm watching just for pullbacks in the 4-hour rotation zone to see if we rotate back up. All right, silver. And that is still completely valid because it has not extended too far to the right. Silver. Silver does not have this. If it rotates back up, it's still not a really good potential double top. And so if we pulled back, I'm watching for key support right around 61 to 61.12. Copper. We had this little 4-hour against the rotation zone. See it confirmed, but did not trigger, and now it's off the table. That's why, if you're going into the rotation zones, be very careful with the doubles. The dollar index has a potential double bottom. Other than that, the trend is still technically down because we've triggered the double top. Now, I am watching in case this does trigger above 98.14 for a bounce play in the dollar. Again, overall, we triggered the massive double bottom, but no follow through, and it's triggered a double top. So I'm being very, very patient. We are now between the 50 and 62.5 harmonic. So that's why I am watching for some kind of bottoming formation. But that's for a bounce play only, and then has to sustain back above 98.70. You walked to P quads from the red line Saturday night, minus 13 wind chill. Did you eat at P quads, Eric? I'm actually glad you're back in Florida too. Glad you didn't walk to P quads from Florida. Did you eat at P quads? That's what's key. And if you did, what did you get? What pizza did you get? Can I have some Pequods that showed up? Not the same as having the fresh, but you know what? I have some Pequods sitting in the freezer. Probably break one out when my wife gets back. Pick her up on Thursday. 30-year pulling back, but 10-year rotating back up in Japan, keeping still a close eye on that from longer term perspective. Good old Bitcoin breaking below the channel. Breaking below the channel. We still, again, it has not sustained anything even with weekly cycles going up. So this, I'm going to still be looking for now the next potential rollover play in Bitcoin. Ethereum. Now breaking below this corrective channel. Remember, it had the double that played out and turned into a channeling double. So I'm much for another potential rollover plays in the crypto. The spiders, bottom of the rotation zone, closing in the rotation zone, and now bouncing back up. I'm just looking at this. The 60 685.41. We start closing above there. You got 685.73, 687.99. What else do we have? Eric got the pepperoni sausage, Italian beef, green olives, super fan, deep pan. All righty. Was it good? Or did they disappoint? I've rarely been disappointed by Pequods. I hope it was good. I'm not as bullish on the Nasdaq. First key target for me. I'm using the harmonics, even on the Qs. 618.05, 620.29, 625, 622.52. Because this closed below the rotation zone, didn't quite hit the 50. What else? We have Tesla hit the second target on Friday, gapping up. Final target is 471. I'm using 471. Well, I mean 474, not 471, 474. It's technically 474.12, but the prior high was 474.07. For all you Tesla Super Bulls, if it does break above 474, the next harmonic is 485. Just wanted to point that out. XLV. Oh, by the way, then we'll get to a couple other. We still, even on this, we still have Microsoft playing out a massive weekly double, stalling out right now in the 50. But if this breaks, watch out, because this is into advanced clear path. If this 50 breaks in Microsoft, we could see some more selling pressure in the NASDAQ also. I'm keeping a very close eye on Microsoft on any pullbacks. Now you wanted, let's see, XLV. XLV. Oh, come on. There we go. XLV, nice bounce off 150 in the rotation zone. Let's see. It's pulled back into the weekly rotation zone. So I'm bouncing back up there. I've actually not looked at the XLV in a little bit. But the key level it's got to get above now. It's got to get above this 155.54. So keep an eye on that level on a closing basis. What else do we have? Mike, can we take a look at Goldman Sachs? I haven't updated Goldman Sachs in a while. Are we looking? I mean, this is a little overextended, but there's no major topping pattern yet. So should we could probably be watching for one because it's very overextended. But again, what's going on with where are my harmonics? Where's my 8 EMA? Did I delete it? There it is. There it is. I deleted it accidentally. That's on the key pullback. I've been looking at about 872. If we drop below that, the bottom of the rotation zone is 839. Again, there's no. Would it be a short? It would only be a super aggressive short right now. I'd be looking for a stronger topping pattern. Charles is looking to short it. For me, I'd be looking for the first pullback, secondary reaction to see if it sets up a better short. GLSI. GLSI. I do not. Oh boy. GLSI. Well, I have not looked at this in a little bit. Again, your targets, if it takes out this $13 high, 1362 and 1425 in the short term. Let's see. What am I doing? 4 hour. Ooh, is that correct? You said it hit 28, but geez. Holy smokes. I mean, it looks like I did not look at this on Friday, so I don't even know. All right, what else do we have? So keeping a close eye on things like Microsoft, Nvidia. Also, bounce plays. This is starting to look very, very toppy and could be forming a very big head and shoulders pattern. Keeping a close eye on this one too, because the weekly rotation zone's out of the way. So we got Microsoft with its weekly topping pattern. We got Nvidia with potentially a sloppy head and shoulders pattern. Again, this is on a weekly time frame. So these are things I'm looking at in some tech to possibly trigger a bigger bit breakdown. What? Oh, Tilray and Canopy? Because Trump was talking about reclassifying, or the Trump administration was about reclassifying stuff. He had a big update on Friday. The big update on Friday, but a lot of these just don't make any money. So I don't know if that's going to help them make money. Something to keep an eye out for. I mean, it is in a weekly potential double bottom pattern. That would be the only thing that would make me sit up and take notice, is if that were to trigger. Other than that, I mean, there's your move on Friday in Canopy. If it it's already losing those key supports. So I'd be looking at this 180 area. But this is not something these things have to make a much stronger bottoming pattern before I am interested in them. You've been waiting for this for years. Well, we'll have to see. These companies don't make money yet, so there's nothing. I mean, they take in revenue, but they don't make a profit. So, I mean, look at. I mean, you'll remember we have vertical up, vertical downs. I mean, this was trading above 420. 550, 560. Now it's trading a $1.74. I mean, geez, this has got to build a bottom before I'm interested in it at all. But you've been waiting for this for years. So it's some gambling money can be thrown at it, but again, the better one to me looks like Tilray with the potential bottoming formation. All right, we're at the open. Let's see where we haven't looked at the tick in a while. I'm curious to see where it opened today. Tick, actually strong opening, but quick reversal. But with that strong opening, we'll be looking to see if we can, not quite to that first target area, if we can pull back and then rotate back up. Rotate back up. All right. That's what we have. It's cheap relative to what? Its old price? Or it's not cheap relative to any other metrics besides its old price. So that's what we have. With that, I shall talk to everyone tomorrow. This week will be normal for the live streams. I don't know my schedule for next week. Might take some or shorter live streams or take some time off. Haven't taken days off in a long time. So that's where we sit. But this week, with contract roll and options expiration, did anybody look up when the S&P rebalancing was? Let's see. Yeah, it's the third Friday in December, so it is this week. December 19th and the 22nd. So it's Friday rolling into Monday is a rebalance. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind also for the end of the week. Thank you for reminding me on that. Sorry about the mistake on the doubles, but thank you to Daniel for catching that. Big shout out to Daniel, and I will talk to everyone tomorrow. Bye for now.